Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of Cruel and Beautiful, Eye of the Dragon, Rabbit Hole, and King Dio. And I don't want. I kind of want to say that this was the weirdest dream of my life. That probably isn't true, but considering just how vivid it was and just how much of it I remember, it just comes off as this is positively insane. I have no idea what to make of this at all. Like, throughout the entire thing, I kind of had this, idea that, oh yeah, this is a Yakuza side story. But, I have no idea why I thought that. It has nothing to do with Yakuza. I guess for some reason I was dressed like Kuryu, and I think, at one point I kind of looked like him. But, for the most part, it's just a weird kind of, fantasy sort of setup here of horror, just everyday horror. I guess you could say. Just so, what happened exactly? How did this entire thing get set up? Well, I remember walking around a school at one point, and then okay, maybe I should just start at the beginning. Okay, so. I remember sitting around at home, playing Dark Souls on a gaming PC. I think it was a laptop actually. Playing Dark Souls, but it was a better Dark Souls. It was something with a more in-depth map system, and there were side quests and stuff like that. And I was way more into it. I'm not into Dark Souls in real life, so I'm super into this game, playing the shit out of it, and I get maybe an hour of sleep that night. I remember looking at the clock and being wow, I need to be at school at 7 and it's 6 now. I haven't gotten any sleep, and so I'm just okay, I'm just gonna have to suck it up, be a man, and just go to school without showering and without doing anything at all. So I just throw my gaming PC across the room. Actually, I think I kind of threw it upward like this with the controller, and then I go to get a bus fare, right? And this, I think this is kind of where the Yakuza kit thing comes from, because I remember asking for 80 yen for yen, and then I was told that I already borrowed 20 yen for lunch. That's not right. That doesn't really. The prices don't add up. But that's what I remember. So I'm just yeah, I've gotta take this bus fare and go to school via the bus. I don't remember why I drove. I think I just didn't feel like it, or I just wasn't able to. But I just took the money and went. And so I go out and immediately come across a bus, a school bus. I remember being a perfectly ordinary bus, other than the fact that it was called the Mr. Dream Express or some shit like that. Something like that. The Mr. Dream Express, this pure yellow thing, just a school bus basically, with this weird fucking driver with colored cheeks and those weird circly things, and orange hair, and so there are people I know on the bus, so I don't think there's anything wrong at first. We're sitting there talking about COVID-19 and stuff like that. Are you getting the vaccine, bro? And then eventually we kind of realize that something is horribly wrong. I'm just sitting there I think reading Kindle or something like that, reading some manga. And I started to look out the window and notice that wait a minute, none of this looks familiar. I have no idea where we are. This isn't where we're supposed to be. It looks like we're going past the elementary school rather than the high school we're supposed to be going to. And we just drive along for a while, and then we end up at this bridge, and And the bridge is like in the middle of construction. There's like shit everywhere. There are like little red ramps like on either side of the bridge, and the driver is just like, hold on, guys, something like that. And we start like swerving past the obstacles, swerving past them. But then like there's something in the path that causes the driver to just like veer really really sharply to the left, and then like the thing in the on the bridge like hits the bus like on the side, like down the middle, like it has like momentum going like this sideways. So like it hits that thing sideways, and somehow like the entire bus splits in half, and the part I'm in just goes like rolling on its own. Like I don't know how the fuck like this could logically happen, but like I'm somehow in like this like sort of one wheel like elevated like minecart like just tearing down this bridge that's in the middle of construction, right? Like it's half finished. There just isn't a second half of this bridge, right? So I'm just in this like elevated sort of one-wheeled thing, just tearing down like this giant bridge, and like I'm just like, holy fucking shit, I could die in this situation. So like I have to like stand there like this, just gripping the side of the thing and just trying to keep my balance as I just go down this thing. It's a completely flat. It's a completely flat like flat bridge at this point, except for the fact that there is an ending, right? Like it just the bridge just stops, and it just like you have to. The bridge just ends, right? So I end up like falling over the side and just falling down. So I just like narrowly keep my balance, slam into like the sand or whatever, and I keep on rolling, and I finally start to slow down. But like because like I have no protection, like I'm really really terrified that like when the momentum stops, I'm going to like lose my balance and fall and die. And that's kind of what happened. Like, well, that's not really what happened. Like, I did lose momentum and I did fall, but I managed to like save myself. And I was just like, holy fucking shit, dude, that was awesome. And I turn around and see like some of my friends just coming over and just being like, fuck yeah, bro, that was awesome. And the driver, who for some reason I want to say like had a name, like I want to say it was like Naomi Orachbe or something like that, like some weirdly Japanese name, like comes over and is just like, okay, get back in the bus. And we all just do it. Like it's split in half. Like I explicitly remember like looking back and like noticing that like half the bus just isn't there. Like the part that's supposed to be there just isn't there anymore. And yet somehow we get in this bus and it still manages to run properly. It still manages to move. I think like none of the riders were hurt, but that's not a good thing, as you'll soon realize. So we just keep going. And like we're still not going to like the school like that we're supposed to be going to, like our destination. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's happening? So the driver stops the bus and is just like, all right, time for a meal. And we're just kind of like, most of the students are just like, yeah, going up to like this weird like sort of like outdoors picnic area, and they're like picking out food and stuff like that. It's this weirdly like spacious like open area that's just in the middle of nowhere. And like I am kind of standing there like watching this, being like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, I didn't come for a meal. I didn't want to be here. Like, I want to be at fucking school. So, like, I'm just, like, I turn away and I just sort of walk. Like, I'm just sort of, like, going down the sidewalk. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to walk the rest of the way. I don't give a fuck. And like, the driver calls me back and she's just like, hey, where are you going? I'm just like, I'm leaving. She's just like, okay. So she turns back around and I leave. I just walk down the streets, and like You know how in like that Yoshi's Island game, the Super Nintendo one, where like touch fuzzy get dizzy. Like I'm walking down these streets, and then like I'm like trying to figure out which way to go because I have no idea where I am. Nothing looks familiar. Like there's no one around to ask, and weirdly, like the entire area starts becoming like weirdly disordered. Like it all starts like everything starts looking stretched. Everything like starts looking like hazy. Everything starts looking like a complete fucking freak show, right? Like everything looks bizarre. Everything looks odd. Everything looks like alien to me, and then like these weird creatures start like coming out from the shadows. They don't like attack or anything, but they have like these. They keep like just walking like in front of me and just like surreally just existing, being there. They're just kind of there. They just kind of exist, right? And it's like it's all very odd, but I don't know what to make of it, right? Until I find myself back at at the table where everyone's still eating, and I don't think I was told to sit back down, but like I remember like walking away again. And the thing is, walking away the second time wasn't acceptable because what happened this time is that like the kids stood up and like started attacking me. Like they all grabbed weapons and stuff like that. Like these were kids younger than me, actually, like grade schoolers. Like the impression I got is that like the longer I fought, like I would be fighting like bigger and bigger kids. Like so it would go up to like high school level people. Again, I was like supposed to be in high school at this point. So like I was being attacked by these kids. Yeah, like they had like sticks and like with little pointed ends and stuff like that, and they were like jabbing me, and I was just like kind of beating the shit out of them. But then like suddenly they showed their true nature and became like monsters, right? So I'm just like I've got to get away from this. So like I fight the monsters. Like I start using more lethal force. I become like I embrace my ninja training, and I sort of like, okay, it's time to see this as like a Ninja Gaiden thing. So I have like I take off down the street like fully aware of like what's going on. Like some kind of monster is like trying to get me for whatever reason. So I just go down there, right? I just like take off down the street, being pursued by this thing. I like not only just by this thing, but like suddenly I don't think anyone is like trustworthy, right? Because I started to notice that like everyone's kind of like looking out for me. They're all like watching me. They're all like following me. Like they all do this thing, right? Where I pass by and they all look up to like watch me. They stare for a little bit, and usually what happens is that they get up and they start like walking after me, like really like fixated on like coming near me, and like all of them are monsters at this point. Like it's all obvious to me that that's what's going on, and like I fight a couple of them, but like the thing is, it happens so much that like eventually everyone I meet kind of gives me that vibe, right? Everyone I pass by, like I end up in this office space, right? And like I keep expecting it to happen because like I'm surrounded by people, and those people don't really seem all that interested. They'll like give me a passing glance and then like go back to what they were doing, typically. Like, but I had this like very sneaking suspicion that like what was actually happening is that they were trying to like ruse me out. They were trying to get me. They were trying to like manipulate me into like lulling me into a false sense of security, right? And lo and behold, immediately this like ugly little girl in a wheelchair like rolls up to me, and it's just like, "Hi, I'm a big fan of yours." And I'm just like, "Why? Thank you." For some reason, she spoke, and then like the camera panned over to like my character, like for some reason, like I said earlier, I was looking like I look like Kazuma Kiryu from the Yakuza games. So for some reason, I just it goes over to me, and I look like Kuryu, and it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, thank you, and she's just like, so I don't remember what she said next. She told me she was a fan, and then like she kind of attacks, right? She kind of just stands up, and I beat her, right? And then she's just defeated. And it kind of dawns on me, and just like how far these monsters will go to like to get me or whatever. And then like unfortunately I don't remember too much after that. I think I woke up around that point. So again, there's no satisfying ending to this, like which is kind of a shame, because I think it would have like gone into somewhere different. It's just yeah, it was a weird, like, vivid trip. Like, seeing this happen, like, in the dream was, like, surreal. Like, it was like, wow, this is some insane shit. I don't understand how these dreams are getting, like, increasingly vivid, like, all the time. It's way out of gear. I don't know what to make of it. Like, is it about my distrust of like authority figures? How I don't even trust fucking bus drivers? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Being followed again. That seems to be a recurring dream in these. At least in the dream diaries I've been able to make so far. Yeah, I was followed a lot in this one. There was a lot going on. Yeah, so I think that's all I had to say about that one. I don't think there's really anything else to say. Yeah, I kind of think there was more going on, but I think I kind of forgot it. Like upon waking up, I thought I remembered quite a bit about it, and I suppose I did. Like some time ago, I had this nightmare about like this weird fox that was just staring at me with like bulging eyes. Like it looked like one of those foxes from like Courage the Cowardly Dog, with like the angular faces of just like large bulging eyes that kept like randomly adjusting, like kind of like that, right? I don't remember anything else about the dream, like other than that. Like it was like a freakish image that really bothered me, but I don't remember anything about it. This one was like, there was a lot that I did remember, so like that's a big reason why I wanted to make the video like right away, to like to cover this the document this bizarre fucking thing. Naomi Orachbe, like what a fucking weird name. Like anyway, so yeah, that's all for today. I'm sure I'll have another nightmare tomorrow night, so please stay tuned for that one. Oops. Not stop.